What's really going on? Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. Today, we're back on XRP against USDT. We're going to be taking a look at some of these key technical aspects of price action moving forward. We're going to be looking for some of the pivotal areas of support and resistance I believe we're going to be interacting with in the very near future here. Let me know in the comment section down below. Are you bullish? Are you bearish? Do you trade? Do you hold? Or do you let the price action unfold? What are you doing with your bag? If you have one, are you bullish on XRP? Do you believe we finally found support? We're likely to rally through all of this potential overhead resistance, head straight to $10, $100, $1,000 per XRP. Or are you bearish on price action? Is this just a fake out upward, a bull trap? We've yet to find support. We're going to plummet through all these potential key levels, head straight to zero. Let me know your thoughts on the direction of XRP and down in the comment section below. Now, jumping right into it, to kind of recap price action that I do believe has remained in a pivotal and critical range of sideways, in my opinion. If we consider lows, like critical lows, kind of near like this 24-cent level as potential support for this range of sideways, in addition to the resistance at the top of this range near the kind of $2 level almost that we kind of came from, I do believe price action has kind of been trapped within this zone since pretty much the sort of like middle of November of 2020 all the way until kind of today. Right now, price action in a bit of exhaustion in what appears to be a very bullish recovery from this kind of multi-month technical downside and consolidation through potential support, interacting with these lows that we kind of just came from, but ultimately coming out of a very bullish bounce off a series of very key levels here. Price action plowing through significant resistance, gaining the momentum to set these current highs at the moment, pulling back toward potential support. Right now, XRP looking far more bullish than it has been any past few months, but still in a very critical state. So volatility is expected to be rather high at the moment. A new perspective comes into play when we consider now EngineeringRobo, along with the Fibba, Lamborghini, Fettuccine, lines of zucchinis, bikinis, martinis, and Lamborghinis. We can see this new perspective come into play. Interaction with resistance found at $1.25, suggested by the 0.618 Fibonacci level. Currently a level giving us a hard time, which might cause some consolidation sideways over the next coming couple days. We appear to be experiencing a rather significant bit of retracement here off of that 0.618 level, perhaps interaction with $1.03. That 0.5 Fibonacci level is necessary we might need to confirm that as support before we can build the momentum to plow through this current overhead resistance and get us interacting with these upper ranges here. In my opinion, we perhaps might spend some time interacting with, once we get above that 0.618, I do believe $1.25 might have to be confirmed as support moving forward before we get the momentum great enough to break previous resistance just under $2 there. Ultimately, I'm quite bullish on XRP at the moment. I do suspect we will likely see price action above $2 in the coming kind of near future here, but in the immediate short term and perhaps over the coming perhaps couple weeks, depending on how volatile we can be, I suspect consolidation and interaction with support at the 0.618 level once we find our way above it, and resistance just under $2 there, along with interaction with this sort of midline at 0.786 level. $1.57 is going to be that kind of zone that we interact with upon bouncing through this rather significant kind of range here. And so we do have examples of price action bouncing off of resistance found just under $2, interacting with 157, even coming back down to that $1 range, but ultimately interacting with support found at that 0.618. So price action above that 0.618 could be quite volatile moving forward in the immediate kind of couple weeks as we build the momentum to break previous resistance around $2. But at the moment, price action is currently below that 0.618, so we will have to see where we get bought up, where we find support from this pullback in the uptrend here. Interaction with the 0.5 line, $1.03, is going to be very bullish and is going to be, I believe, a pretty good buy opportunity for XRP in the uptrend in the kind of like longer term here. So lots of factors in play supporting buy pressure and the bulls in control at the moment. We do have that buy 4 coming into play on the kind of like 27th of July of this year, suggesting some buy pressure has come in. Overall XRP has looked quite bullish through all this technical downside, attempting to find support above kind of 81 cents there, the 0.382 line, but ultimately experiencing resistance around that $1 level and getting shot down toward that 50-cent level, where we experienced that very bullish bounce off of the 0.236 line. 54 cents, in my opinion, was a very key level that gave us support moving forward and gave us the momentum and buy pressure to interact with these levels that we currently are experiencing. So price action plowed through that very significant resistance around the 0.382 level there, 81 cents, all the way down to 72 cents. was definitely a significant level of resistance that took us about a week and a bit to kind of get through. And here we are interacting with these highs into a much more freely flowing set of levels here. And I can suspect some increased volatility with price action above $1 and under $2. Ultimately, this is going to be a very volatile range of price action that we will have to kind of find our way between as we move forward here. Ultimately, I suspect some upside. We're looking quite bullish, in my opinion. This volatile upward movement like that is likely to be met with these types of retracements, so we will have to see just where support is found in each one of these pullbacks. At the moment, I suspect interaction with $1.03 to be in the pending kind of coming days here. You'll have to see just how bullish we can be moving forward. So lots going on for XRP against USDT. But a perspective comes down to play when we consider XRP against the price of Bitcoin. What do we have here? A bit of a similar example of price action interacting with brief kind of resistance, experiencing a pullback at the moment against the price of Bitcoin here. We have price action falling towards support found at potentially 2443 Satoshi. So currently we are what appears to be at some, at a decent level of support here against Bitcoin. Coming out of this bit of resistance here found at the 0.382 Fibonacci level, currently correlating with my 2889 Satoshi level there. Resistance at 2874 as well as 2889 is going to give us a very kind of hard time, as we have multiple examples of price action getting rejected from this level and sending it plummeting toward kind of these lower levels that we kind of just came from. We do have brief examples of price action trading above this dreaded resistance at the 0.382, but ultimately finding its way back below it. So with this most recent interaction with it, I do believe the fundamentals are rather different than they were before. However, similar price action may unfold in this range, as we could have over the next kind of coming couple of weeks. Bounces off of the 0.5 Fibonacci level, 2447 Satoshi as support. As we weaken resistance at the 0.382 line, we might have a couple more candles coming off of it and getting rejected from it before we can find the higher lows and build momentum great enough to break it. Ultimately, we are looking quite bullish, in my opinion, with these buys and rebounds off of the top of these 200 daily moving average against the price of Bitcoin, suggesting some very bullish price action against Bitcoin's pending volatility here. We could even hold or gain against Bitcoin's potential downside in the immediate short term. Price action supported by that buy 4 on the 28th of July as we continue to consolidate above the 200 daily moving average. So in my opinion, that is some very bullish signs for XRP in the kind of longer perspective, and it is very likely that the uptrend will continue and we will experience some upside in the very kind of coming weeks to months here. Although, as I've been mentioning, we are interacting with resistance, experiencing a pullback. We will have to see where we find support in the kind of coming days. So lots going on for XRP, and definitely a far more bullish state than it has been in the past kind of few months of downside. The buy pressure for XRP has never really left. So perhaps this technical consolidation downward and short-term downside was very much needed and was healthy for the uptrend in the long term, and perhaps that is what now has given us the momentum to plow through previous kind of local highs. So lots going on for XRP against Bitcoin. But if we consider now Bitcoin against USDT, what do we have here? A new perspective coming into play. Price action interacting with this 200 daily moving average, experiencing that resistance present at $48,000 per Bitcoin. We're getting these rejections down. We're getting slapped toward potential buy pressure. As we can see, there is buy pressure present at 44,500, kind of the level that we are currently interacting with. We could very well see a bounce off of this exact level, and we could find ourselves above the 200 daily moving average in the next kind of coming couple days here. Although technically, in my opinion, we are perhaps heading toward a retest of this 0.618 Fibonacci level. $41,500 per Bitcoin is not going to be impossible for us in the very near future here over the next kind of coming couple days to still even be bullish in the kind of like longer term. In my opinion, we've had some very, very bullish kind of couple weeks here, couple months here, recovering in a very aggressive manner through all of this kind of multi-month downside from previous euphoric current all-time highs. Price action experiencing some very bullish buy pressure off of the top of the 20K ranges, just under kind of like 30K there, bouncing off of like 28, 29K, finding itself all the way up past $45,000 per Bitcoin in a matter of kind of weeks. So when we do have that buy 4 still in play since the 24th of July, we have price action plowing through all of these significant levels. Why I believe the 0.618 level is going to be significant moving forward is this did give us experience a brief resistance and sell pressure the first time. We kind of more recently came up to it, had that sell off from 42K down to 37K. Price action was bought up, lots of bulls in play. For many traders bought the dip, and we found ourselves interacting with those higher highs and those upper resistance levels. Currently, we are in a very critical state. We could very well experience some continued, perhaps sideways or consolidation, as the fear, uncertainty, and doubt of the current direction of Bitcoin leaves the market at the moment. I'm willing to believe there are many traders and new investors currently still uncertain of the immediate direction of Bitcoin. Have we, entered a bear market? Are we going to get rejected, plummet straight to zero, or was this the end of the pullback for the bull market to continue? Was this the final dip to buy before six figures? There's definitely lots of factors in play suggesting some very dramatic moves coming up for Bitcoin at the moment. Any sort of pullback or retracement or confirmations of support that we have in the short term, I do believe are going to be very bullish for us from a longer perspective. In my opinion, the upside very much wants to continue. Any short-term downside that we have, any short-term pullbacks and reattempts at lower levels, I do believe are going to be very great opportunities to be buying, and we likely will not experience these lows kind of much sooner from now. So lots going on for Bitcoin against USDT. Thank you for hearing my analysis. Try EngineeringRobo free with the link in the description. Subscribe here on YouTube. Check out all the other social media down below. Let me know what you're doing with your bags. If you have them, are you bullish? Are you bearish on crypto, on Bitcoin, on XRP? Let me know your thoughts on the direction of price action down in the comment section below. Overall, I'm still very bullish. There's never a bad time to buy Bitcoin, only better times. Buying the red, buying the green, if you know what I mean. Thank you for tuning in, and tune in for the next one.